The preseason is over. First round of cuts has begun. It's showtime. We don't have much time to go till the regular season starts, so we're going to cover it all. Don't go anywhere. Shane, start us up.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast. Talking Titans.
With the first pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Cameron Ward, quarterback, Miami.
The sickest Tennessee Titans podcast. It's gonna be sick.
We are back with another edition of the Sick Podcast, Talking Titans. Before we begin, as always, let me give a special shout out to our sponsors over at DraftKings, the rivalries, the marching bands, the upsets. Saturdays just got way more fun. College football is back. Think you know the game? Put your college football knowledge to the test with DraftKings Sportsbook and turn your picks into big payouts. From live betting during the game to rivalry week odds boost and so much more, DraftKings Sportsbook has everything you need to stay in the action from kickoff to the final whistle. Whether you're betting on your go-to team or making moves mid-games, the momentum shifts. Saturdays are yours to own with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code 6sports. That's code 6sports for new customers. Get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. In partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook, as always, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over, age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
Jarett, how are we doing today, my friend?
Pretty damn good. And after that DraftKings read, you got it all spiced up. We've been talking about we wanted to put a parlay in for division winners. Shane, why don't we throw that up? This is the first Sick Podcast division win parlay we got.
Yep.
So right down the line, we all agreed we wanted to keep the Titans out of it. We may root for the Titans to win a division, but when there's money involved, we don't want to jinx anything.
Yep.
So right down the line, we're going Ravens, Bills, Lions, Eagles, Buccaneers, and Chiefs, a 16 parlay that is plus 31.24. And I believe you put $100 on that, you can get like $3,000. So I mean,
you're gonna get more than that.
You're gonna get close to it, but that's a damn good start.
Yeah, I thought it would plus. Wouldn't it be 30 plus 3,000?
Plus 3,100. It would be
every 100 okay, yeah, that's right.
I had about 32ish.
I had a brain fart. Yeah,
32, 33 and change. That's a good chunk of change. So that's our first. We're gonna save this for the end of the year, and that's our first bet. I'm gonna put $100 on it as well, and we're gonna touch base on at the end of the year. So we'll see what happens with that.
I'm totally gonna match that for sure because I looked over that meticulously and I tried to say I could disagree with one of them, but I mean, they're all pretty solid picks. And obviously a lot of favorites there, but they're favorites for a reason. You know what I mean? Of course, you could probably make an argument for maybe, this NFC South, possibly.
Yep.
The NFC East. But outside of that, a lot of these.
Or the Lions with the Packers, who knows? But listen, for those odds at $100 and it gets you $3,000, I'm down with it.
Absolutely.
And like you said in our text message, we could definitely triple that by adding the Titans to it because I think they're plus 650 to win the division. Yes, we are rooting for the Titans. Yes, we want the Titans to win. But like I said, to keep it real, and God forbid they don't, we don't want to be doubly disappointed that the Titans,
of course,
screw it up for us.
Now, I usually say this at the end. For the first time probably ever, I'm remembering to say it now, which we should start saying it now. Before we begin into our Titans talk, if you guys aren't subscribed by now, please make sure you do that. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you comment. All of that engagement helps us keep growing our family. So, at this point right now, if you're watching, you haven't been watching much before, and you're interested in hearing our takes on the Titans, so just do that. Do us that favor. Click that bell. Hit that subscribe button. We're kind of at a standstill right now with our subs. We have the best fans ever, and they're always here with us, but we want to continue to grow. So if you're new here, please go ahead and do that. Now, moving in to our discussion today on the Titans. Obviously, preseason is done, and we have seen the first round of cuts, or at least the last 2 days we've seen some cuts. I think right now the most talked about topic of the day would be the wave of Xavier Restrepo. Of course, there was a lot of talk about him coming out of the draft when we took him undrafted, with the camaraderie he had with Cam, with his slot ability, with his catching ability. We talked about it multiple weeks leading up to this, how things aren't turning out how we might have expected. And, the proof's in the pudding. I think there's no universe where this team didn't want him on it. But if he's not producing enough as the other guys, I said Proche, or however you say it, was going to make a team. He's not making a team. So it just goes to show you that if you're not floating the boat, we're picking another boat. And we had to part ways. But what were your thoughts on that, finding that out? I think you probably thought there was a chance, at least, right?
Yeah, I mean, going into it, I wanted him in the draft. We got him in, an undrafted free agency. Brought him into training camp. Great. If we can grab him back for the practice squad and be done with Mason Kinsey, and he becomes that person and develops a little bit and gains some more trust in the coaches, great. We can bring him back up. But I think we nailed it weeks ago that Calvin Ridley, Tyler Lockett, Van Jefferson, Io Manor, DK, and Bryce Oliver, who would stand out of training camp in the wide receiver room, was going to be absolute locks. Proche, like you said, was a surprise cut to me today. Like it was like we talked last show, 6 or 7. Are we keeping one of those? Who knows with that? But who's going to be the punt returner is the next question now. Is Bryce Oliver or is DK going to do it? Because he's only DK really hasn't. I think he caught one punt and it was he did a fair catch. So I mean, we really didn't see much out of him from there. For that room, since we're there, moving on to that, do like we wait for another wave of cuts? I mean,
I think
Trey Palmer
got cut.
Yeah, Trey Palmer now was released by the Bucauneers. He had a big season, 550 yards. Corley, Jets, another guy. Maybe it was a scheme fit. Really didn't need it, and they wanted to bring him in. Who knows? I mean, that's my guess, because a guy who had a strong camp like that, but maybe they value Bryce Oliver more. I don't know, but to me, I think that was a lock, and they just chose Bryce Oliver at that point.
So. Yeah, and it's not a crazy decision. There was plenty of film on tape of Oliver that made you think, okay, he can make an impact. But we'll see how it goes. Like I said just before, I think the main reason why Proche didn't make the roster was because they are very, very interested in seeing what receivers are going to be waived in the next coming days. And I think there's already names at multiple positions that should have been on the roster by now. We'll talk about that in a minute. But overall, I think you're going to see a couple other names that you're surprised to see, but there's been nothing to this point that I'm shocked about. And we'll see as the days transpire who comes in and who still goes, and we'll see from there. But moving on from that, another topic of conversation, which is important and it's unfortunate and, could have been avoided, but it is what it is. And that's obviously Tajay Spears being on the IR, going to miss at least the first month of the season. A position group that was already, other than him and Pollard, a little questionable, but I'm not too worried about that, because I think Chestnut is way better. I think he deserves more looks than he gets. I think Mullings is definitely a lock to make it. I like what he was able to do. So we'll see. We'll see how that transpires, but it sucks. He was still going to be a focal point of the offense. He's multidimensional at the position. And he got hurt in preseason, and he shouldn't have been out there as much as he was, I don't think, but we'll be able to weather the storm there. But what were your thoughts on hearing that news?
Thoughts, unfortunate. Obviously, Tajay he brings another dynamic to the offense, but here's the thing I wanted to bring up to you, because now another person got cut, and we're playing that week 1 opponent, and that's Audric Estime. Throw that graphic up, Shane. For all you guys, breaking news to him, he got cut from the Broncos. He's another power back. I think he fits well with Tony Pollard, obviously. Week 1 opponent. I would bring him in solely on the fact for 4 weeks of, hey, what does he know about the offense for the Denver Broncos to help us win in week 1? We see teams all do it, so why not bring this guy in? or even put him on your practice squad, or you cut Mullings, you bring him to the practice squad, you bring him as the third running back. Now you're getting more. You have now what, 2 weeks now of game plan, with him being in training camp and him being with the Broncos system for 2 years. I mean, for me, that's a no-brainer to bring him in, at least until Tajay gets healthy.
and of course it's a guy who's only been in the league 1 year.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised. I mean, they must have a great room there with those. I know they do. I know they got a couple guys that are solid, but I would be more than willing to take a flyer on him,
especially week one opponent. That's it.
Yeah, if nothing else. I mean, it's a shitty situation, and if it's just for Audric, if he doesn't last on the roster, but young guy, second year in my business, he's got a lot of cards out there with his auto on it. So he to see any additions in that department after the news we got today would be beneficial, and to have that extra layer with the Bronco tie-in would help. But we'll see. Hopefully Tajay gets back to 100% sooner than later, and we'll be able to add more depth there. But I mean,
any other surprise cuts that you think that you saw was like, man, that was a shock, or how many positions carrying? Because I'm looking at the depth chart right now and I've seen a couple, but just your take on anything that surprised you at all today.
As far as the league or just us?
Just us, for the last the first 2 waves.
No, not really. I mean, I thought maybe Restrepo. I didn't think he was going to make the team after the preseason ended. I don't know. I didn't necessarily think it would happen like immediately, because I know there's still guys that are not going to be. What are they at now? They're like 70 now.
I'm not
Something
sure.
like that.
If I count all these, I'm not counting them on the show right now.
Yeah, no, there was a couple of surprises on the front of around the league, but with us, no. I mean, it was Prochet. I thought, like we talked about last week, was probably going to be on the inside, not on the outside looking in. But unfortunately, that didn't work. So, it gives other people opportunities. But overall, I think the first couple of days of cuts, pretty status quo. Nothing shocked me, but moving on from that, there's plenty of players that are available, like we talked about earlier, that should be brought in. And I think another guy to look at, which I mentioned on Twitter, and as far as the quarterback position is concerned, Tommy DeVito got released from the Giants. And that leads us into this topic of conversation. I want to touch on it briefly because I know we're already, 10, 15 minutes in, but there's a lot of people around the league that are of this mindset that the Titans organization is basically purposely wanting a terrible backup. And I don't want to call anybody out because, nothing was malicious in the way they said it, but there's people telling me on Twitter that this team wants to be bad to an extent if he gets hurt because they want a better second contract deal. That is ludicrous.
What?
That was a serious statement. And somebody said, you're right to him too. So I said, respectfully, definitely not what they're doing. There's too many jobs on the line here for them to try to set themselves up for a couple $1 million off his second contract. But this team should not want to be bad at the backup position.
No.
It's the dumbest thing ever. Do people not realize that there are 7-figure jobs on the line every single year in this business, to where there's never a snap where really next to the owner should not feel nervous about what their future holds in the league? Like, it's absurd. This team, every team, at least when the season starts, we know how the season ended and how they wanted to finish things, and thankfully it went that way. But when the season starts, everyone wants to win. And we 150% should not go into Denver with Trevor fucking Simeon.
He's
as
out.
the backup.
He's out.
Okay.
He's out as of
Brandon
now.
Allen.
The only two quarterbacks on the roster right now are Cam Ward and Brandon Allen. And now with the emergency dressing and everything in quarterback, where an incoming quarterback is coming, whether that be Hendon Hooker, everyone's fan favorite from UT, which, you can give him his credits. But like you said, a savvy guy like Tommy DeVito, who we've seen enough over here with the Giants and everything, I think that pairs well. You can bring Brandon. You can absolutely bring Brandon Allen back. You can absolutely bring him back on the practice squad or carry 3 quarterbacks with him. But he's not going to win you games like Tommy DeVito. Not to win games, but to make the splash plays and make the game competitive.
To make it watchable.
Yeah.
Okay, Brandon. If I wasn't a diehard fan, I wouldn't watch 1 fucking minute of Brandon Allen playing football for the Titans. If I'm the casual fan, which is really, honestly, more important to the NFL because the diehards aren't going anywhere. They want people that are casual fans to watch for.
And like you said, you want youth to start being fans of the Tennessee Titans. You want to gain more fans for the Tennessee Titans going into the new stadium. You have the youth now. You got the number 1 pick. You got the Cam Ward doing everything. You want fans to be like, hey, that's my team now. I'm gravitating towards Cam Ward. Now, God forbid he ever goes down, knock on wood, all over the place. You need that competent to stay relevant.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
The Hendon Hooker situation would be great too. I obviously I'm not going to pretend I know the situation, but I'm a little confused.
They just wanted a fresh start.
But wasn't he a second rounder?
No, he got hurt, which led to a couple things, but he blew out his knee.
But what round? I could have swore he was.
I forgot what round.
I
forgot what round. It could have been second, third. I don't remember.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm just surprised. My point being, I would love to think they are going to look into that as a possibility. I mean, could you get a better situation? Like a young guy has no starting experience, but was very successful in college, happens to be, the college that probably most of the people in your stadium like. There's going to be plenty of options. But now I didn't know Simeon, they got rid of him today, I would assume.
Cool.
Trevor Simeon. So I didn't know that. So that makes me feel a little better.
Yep.
So then they're definitely bringing somebody else in. Like, there's no way around it. So we'll see who it is. You got to assume it's going to be someone better than Brandon Allen. That's it. Because Brandon Allen is horrible. Horrible. Somebody in media, whose name I won't mention, said that Hendon Hooker is not better than anyone you already have, like in a very punctual, matter-of-fact way. That's absurd to say that. Nobody has a fucking clue how good Hendon Hooker is. And I don't know what his cost would be, since he's going to have to sign with someone now, I would assume. But whatever the option is going to be, it's going to be better. So let's just pray for the best there and hope that the Titans don't have the same thought process as some of the fans about wanting to be bad if this kid gets hurt.
Mm-hmm.
God, we hope never happens. But
yeah. So just looking at the depth chart and skimming through everything now that, cuts have happened. There's some light rooms. I wouldn't even say light rooms. I mean, there's just no names that just we need help in. And it's obviously you're looking at, like, now with the offensive tackle, Jalen Duncan, who we all thought was going to be like a swing tackle for us. He's gone now. There's other guys, Brandon Dickerson, who knows if he's going to make it.
Josh Wiley's out.
Well, Josh Wiley, we knew that. David Martin Robinson, he's going to take that. We carried 5 tight ends last year, Sal. Now we're down to 3 on the roster, which is good because now we can carry another wide receiver, like we just said.
Yeah, 5 tight ends didn't do shit for us, obviously.
Exactly. So now the one thing that was a surprise to me coming into, I think it was today or the first round of cuts yesterday, Dan Skipper from the Lions, a swing tackle for them. He was actually starting in training camp because Tyler Decker was healing from a shoulder surgery or whatever. He's been a swing tackle for the last 3 years for the Lions. Bring him in as a veteran swing tackle. You lose Duncan and you're going to bring this guy in. I'm all about that. A veteran. Another position group that's obviously we've been screaming at is edge. You have Draymond Jones, Arden Key, you have Femi, you have Ward, and you have Harrell, who's making the roster. Nothing rings a bell, that says, that someone's getting after the quarterback now.
Roquan Smith.
But there's what?
Look out for that name, Roquan Smith.
I mean, you have that, and you also have Zadarius Smith, who had 9 sacks last year.
That's what I meant. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Why don't you bring him in? On a 1-year contract. He's looking for a contender. If he comes to this team, he can probably make that 9 to 10 wins difference. With his sacks. I mean, that right there. Defensive line still, you have Sebastian Joseph Day behind Sweat, Simmons, James Lynch, and Timmy Horn. I mean, who are those guys? If another guy gets, that's the best part about this waiver wire now. If somebody has the unfortunate situation that they get cut from a team because it doesn't really fit them, it's another man's treasure is what you're going to bring in. That's what I'm looking for with the first wave and second waves, and everybody gets down to their roster cuts, and then now we go digging for the gems that is and another one really, Sal, is cornerback room. Behind McQuarrie, you have Baker, Harris, and Lilly. Never heard of that guy. The Falcons just got rid of Kobe Bryant. I don't remember him. I was mocking him to us in the mock drafts. He was a 3-time All-Pro Big Ten selection at cornerback in Kansas. Guy was a ball hawk. He had a great senior week. I would like to bring him in and put him on the practice squad, develop him a little bit if he can't cut it this year. That would be good. I mean, just guys like that, and you just got to get the rooms better. Obviously, there's not that much depth. We have great starters. It's just the depth pieces that we got to find now, and hopefully we'll find that in the waiver wire.
Yeah, I think they should bring Malachi Corley in too from the Jets.
Absolutely.
He's another second-year guy. I mean, obviously everybody
dynamic.
That blunder he had when he dropped the ball before the end zone, but
dynamic player.
And I was surprised about that drop. I mean, yeah, the Jets got some weapons, but I was surprised at that. But regardless, we'll have to see how things shape up. It's good to see that we're 2 weeks away. Preseason's over. It's showtime. We're going to be in Denver before you know it. And
the thing that I know you're all excited, but the thing that really sucks is now we posted a graphic today on Twitter and Instagram where from 2020 to 2023, we only have 4 draft picks on this roster.
Yeah.
Four draft picks. And really, when you really think about it, Sal, 2 kind of players really kind of stick out to you. Chig had that 1 year.
I'm sorry, none of them stick out to me.
Well, Peter Skoronski, Skoronski has been good.
We'll see.
Yeah, Spears, he shows his flashes. Okay, this is going to be his year to be that 1-2 punch. McCreary, he's been decent. Okay, but he needs to set up in the slot as in the slot corner, nickel corner. But Chig really hasn't lived up to that expectations after his rookie year. This year could be the year now that he has another tight end that has that caliber. Gunnar Hellman, he has a competent quarterback to get him the ball. So now I'm excited to see what happens. But there's only 4. That's why this team was in purgatory for us to get the first round draft pick. Only 4 players in draft classes for that many draft classes. That's absurd because you want to retain talent now to develop talent so you don't have to go after these big free agent names and spend all this money. That's kind of embarrassing, and hopefully it changes in the future.
And I think this franchise needs to stop being so conservative offensively. I mean, it's kind of like sickening how it's not for no reason. Like the meme of how we always say run pass. I mean, how long have we been fucking saying that? And we're continuing to say it for a reason.
Yeah.
Like this team has really been so conservative with their efforts to get in the end zone. And their MO has always been ground and pound and get them there to the end and win.
But I don't think you're doing that no more now because you have Cam Ward, you got the gunslinger. I don't think that's happening.
We said that about Levis, and there
was a clear difference now.
There was. There is a clear difference, but I'll let them give me a reason to be pessimistic before I do it. But I think a lot of reason why you haven't seen these skill position guys on offense live up to their potential is because they're not getting the opportunity to. Whether that's because of the quarterback play or coaching calls, that remains to be seen. But until this team wants to start taking shots down the field and scoring quick, not every time, but you know what I mean. I don't think you're going to see much difference. But let's get into our favorite segment here, our Guess Our Titan segment. And what did I miss something?
No, who went first last week?
I think you showed me first, so we'll switch it up this time. So Shane, as always, you could do the honors here. Give Jarett his player of the week.
Ooh, that is Mr. McCarron's.
That is correct. I got to be honest, I would not have gotten that. It was a name, of course, I remembered, but I give you credit because seeing that picture and even if saw him his face, I wouldn't have guessed it.
Yeah, I mean, a guy he could have lived up to his expectations a little bit more, but he was it's a nostalgic guy. Guy. When I think of Justin McCarron, I think of a much better time in my life. That's for sure. 4 years with Tennessee, 3 in the beginning. Then he ended his career in Tennessee. Nothing to write home about. He had 1,600 total yards for the Titans and 9 touchdowns, but he was there in their heyday, and then he was there right before he was actually on the team for the 2008 push, which I didn't even know. Really? I mean, maybe they brought him back, no?
Yeah, he had 6 targets in the playoffs.
Oh, wow.
He only caught 2 of them for 24 yards. But anyway, yeah, that's a name for sure. You can throw mine up now.
All right, go ahead, Shane. Throw Sal's up. That's number 94.
Was that a D tackle?
That was. 2009.
2009.
Second round draft pick. Played 4 seasons for us. In the shit of the shit.
I'm going to throw, 2009, man.
This is kind of a knowable face, no? Especially with
I
the
don't
dreads.
think so. I really don't think. I'm sure when I hear the name, I'm way better with names than faces, but obviously that doesn't help me. I'm going to throw a name out there. I don't think it's right, but I'm going to say Williams Hayes.
No, but that's a good.
No?
That was a good guess, though.
Yeah, give me the initials. Let me see if I can pull it out of my ass.
SM.
SM.
Mm-hmm.
Was his first name Solomon?
Mm-mm.
I know it's gonna be another fucking name that I hear, and I'm like, you fucking fake fan, you. SM. No, I'm dead in the water. Go ahead.
Derek Marks.
Derek Marks, of course. Yep.
4-year
Definitely not a guy whose name you heard often. That's for sure. But
he played in the shit of the shit.
yeah, he did. Yeah. Derek Marks. That's a throwback name for sure. I got stumped again.
Gotta give me Schwab.
Yeah, you got to give me like fucking Lendell White next week or something. Give me.
I gotta get you a T-ball next week.
Give me something.
A little lollipop.
Yeah, give me a lollipop. All right.
Listen, we're getting closer and closer and closer to week 1, but week 2, we want to talk about it all the time. Shane, throw that graphic up. We're going to be live from the DraftKings Sports and Social Saturday, September 13th, 7 p.m. We're going to be live with Mr. Teron Davenport. We're shooting a live podcast. We're doing giveaways. So listen, we hope to see you all out there because it's going to be a great night.
Yeah. Last year was fun. We want this year to be historical and memorable. And we want you guys all to come out there. So many people we want to continue to have relations with, and we only get a couple times to, meet up with the real diehards in Nashville. So any chance we get, we want to make sure we take advantage of it.
We got a positive response. We've seen a lot of you already responding to us on Twitter and everything. And we can't wait to, chop it up with you guys and have a night, and then obviously tailgate on Sunday and bring home a win. So Saturday night, let's make it happen.
Absolutely. So we'll keep you guys updated on that each and every week leading up. We're gonna wrap up for today, guys. As always, make sure to keep up to date on our socials for what's happening, and we'll be with you next week. And honestly, next week's gonna be basically a week 1 preview, right?
That's it.
So yeah, that'll be fucking awesome.
Actually, it is.
It is.
It's the week 1 preview.
It's a week 1 preview. Yeah, we're 2 weeks removed from the Mile High City. So, we're season whatever we're in now with Sick Podcast starts next week. So, make sure to tap in for that. And we're gonna wrap up, guys. Hope everyone has a tremendous rest of their week. And we'll catch you on the flip. As always, tighten up, and Shane, send us out.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast Talking Titans on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.